So we'll start reading the case study. You can read along the cursor. Okay, so the first paragraph tells you overview about the listing authority here. So if this kind of a place, okay, if this kind of an organization is going to implement ZBB, what would be the problem? See, ZBB would be like very useful when a company provides a limited level of service and they have just like one type of service or one type of product. The more different and varied types of services and products which are like provided by the company, for those companies it is very difficult to operate a ZBB. So here if you see, so LRA, listing region authority, I think it's something like a corporation or a municipality. So LRA provides a wide variety of service. Okay, so that seems to be that will be a problem. Okay, what would be the problem is, I think we could put a equal sign. The problem would be creating different or creating decision package. You'll put it as DP, decision package, for each type of service will be difficult. Okay, so creating a wide variety of decision making packages would be like very difficult here. So the next thing is, how do they measure? See, if you read this question, the company seems to be a not for profit organization, right? It's a NFP, not for profit organizations, or we call it as NGOs, so non governmental organizations. We can't call it as non governmental organizations because that tells you that it's not a government organization. But not for profit organizations, it means they are not aiming for profit. It can be government, can be like partly government, it can be fully private, it can be like anything, but they do not have the profit as a motive. Okay, so that's about the concept here. So the problem with NFPs, okay, the problem with NFP is NFP does not have profit motive. So what would be the problem here? As they don't have profit as a motive, there is no common metric, okay, or goal while providing service. So what would be the service? Okay, see, providing service itself is difficult. For example, if a municipality authority provides schools as a service, so how should that service be? Should the teachers quality should be like really good, or should the amount be spent for covering a large amount of students with a acceptable quality, or what should be the ultimate purpose? So the ultimate purpose is the finding out that is actually is different. Should we provide quality education to few people, or acceptable quality to a large number of students? So what should be the goal? That seems to be different. So usually NFPs will suffer with this problem, and LRA also will suffer with this problem. So because of this, what would happen is, okay, what would happen is, we will put it here. Creating priority for decision packages will be difficult. So where should the company spend its money? Okay, where should this organization spend its money? Should it spend on quality teachers, or quality building, or quality school uniform and free books for the children? So what should be the priority? So creating priority for decision packages will be difficult. Okay, I think I deleted it. Okay, so we got that. We'll move to next one. Over recent months, the listing region experienced the hottest temperatures on record, resulting in several forest fires which caused damages to several schools and some local roads. Unfortunately, these hot temperatures were then followed by flooding, which left a number of residents homeless without homes and saw higher than usual number of admissions to hospitals due to outbreak of disease. These hospitals were full and some patients were treated in tents. Residents have been complaining for some years that a new hospital is needed in the area. So again, what is the problem for ZPB? As the situation in listing is dynamic and and has current severe problems spending time and money for ZBB will not be welcome by regional people. Okay, so this can be a problem because people will not accept the spending for ZBB. So ZBB is time consuming and cost consuming. So the people will not accept this kind of a logic. Okay, that ZBB has to be implemented because there are already several problems. So ZBB will only complicate the administration and the time allocation here. So it would not be viable to provide this ZBB as of now. So we'll move on to the next one. Prior to these events, the LRA was proudly leading the way in a new approach to waste management with the introduction of its new waste recycling scheme. 2 years ago, it began phase 1 of the scheme, and half of its residents were issued with different colored waste bins for different types of waste. So they have brought in a waste management policy, and it's been for last 2 years they have introduced it. The final phase was due to begin in 1 month's time. The cost of providing the new waste bin is significant, but LRA's focus has always been on the long-term savings both to the environment and in terms of reduced waste disposal cost. So how are we going to reduce the disposal cost? So they are focusing both on the environment and on the and on cost savings here. Okay, but is this a correct approach to do it now? Okay, no. The problem is ZBB can be ideally useful for waste management as it is a new initiative and has to be scratch. Okay, see, ZBB has to be created from scratch only. So even for this waste management also it has to start from scratch only. So both seems to be like ideally suited. Okay, so we can tell that as a point. So the next point would be, so if you want you can, I think I'll put the points here. It's 1 2 3 4 5. The next one would be, the LRA is about to begin preparing its budget for the coming financial year, which starts in 1 month's time. Over recent years, ZBB has been introduced at a number of regional authorities in ALIA. And given the demand on resources which LRA faces this year, it is considering whether now would be a good time to introduce it. Okay, so again, ZBB requires time and money, both of which are in short supply now. Okay, so we got 6 points here. We couldn't get the 9 points which are usually that's asked in the question, but I think 6 points we could elaborate some of these so that you can get some more marks. Okay, let's see the benefits of ZBB. So the benefits would, I think, would be like easily classified. So benefits are, I think you can directly write what are the benefits, right? You can take it from the theory. So inefficient or obsolete operations can be discontinued. It leads to increased staff involvement. It responds to changes in business environment, understanding the cost behavior. Okay, so even though these are like general points, you can still write them. Okay, just you have to write that how they are related. Mostly they are related here. Okay, so uh, for example, hospital welfare and all, these are like continuous operations, so their inefficiency can be, uh, the staff will be like quite involved in making the regional authority better, so that might lead to betterment. And changes in business environment, so we can't say changes in business environment, we can say changes in the environment. Okay, so whenever there's a flood, is the but the problem with ZBB is it cannot adopt within the year everything. Okay, once it has set, it is set. Okay, once it has been set, it is set, we can't like change. So that also you can put it as a drawback. So drawback, we'll just see what are the drawbacks, so that you can even see whether we could copy any of the drawbacks here. Whichever drawback is applicable, we can take. See, this we can take only approved decision packages can be taken uh, without deviation. The budget process becomes actually very rigid, okay, in ZBB, and but that is a problem in for LRA, because LRA has quite a number of uncertain situations happening. So we assume that they have the skills to do it, and a large amount of time is spent. I think that has been repeated. Difficult for different types of services. I think that also has been repeated. So what we'll do is, so it's 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so we got 9 points here. So benefits for LRA, I don't think we can get 9 points as such. Okay, actually it's not 9 points. I think it's only 3 marks. It's only 3 marks. So you can write like this. Okay. So hope you guys got a good understanding about how to write a ZBB question. Okay, if they are going to ask you the benefits and disadvantage, just think about the general disadvantage and advantage like that. Then apply what are the things which could apply to here, and then write them. Okay, so whatever you have writing, it has to be related to the case. Okay, or else you won't get much marks. So I think we could get a lot of marks here. The reason is most of them are very relevant, and we can also explain them. I have not explained them here as a points, but you could understand how I have linked it, and you can alter the sentences and get the answer. So that's about this question. We'll move on to the next question. So this question was asked in December 2012 as a rolling budget question in ACCA exam. So let's see what are the points that they want. Explain what a monthly rolling budget is and how it could operate in a Designit. So this is a very basic question. You have to just tell how monthly budgets work. Sorry, rolling budgets work. Okay, and that's quite easy because you can see the general video, that the introduction video to budgets. There we discussed about rolling budgets, so you could use that. And Discuss the problems that may be encountered if Designit decides to introduce monthly rolling budgets together with a new bonus scheme, such as the one outlined. So, what would be the problems of introducing rolling budget? The next one is discuss the problems with the current bonus scheme and assuming that the company decides against introducing rolling budgets, describe and justify an alternative more effective bonus scheme that could be introduced. Okay, so I think this is about bonus schemes. We don't need to discuss about bonus schemes. uh, if we have if we require it for rolling budget, we can discuss that also. So he's asking what are the problems with current bonus scheme and suggest other alternative bonus scheme. So it's a 6 marks question. Okay, the C is a 6 mark question. We can write 3 marks for the first part and we could write other 3 marks for the second part. Okay, so that's about it. So this is like general question. Discuss the risks of the company's accountant using spreadsheets for business for budgeting. That could be a very general question. I think we don't need to discuss about that. We will discuss about these things which are quite important. So we'll start from here. You can read along the cursor. Okay. So first one is, what's the problem of introducing rolling budget? See, first of all, whether the rolling budget is required or not is a question, because the company is a mature business. Only in a dynamic business we need rolling budget. So as as I think we'll put it as designate designate. Okay, as designate is a fairly mature and stable business. It does not need rolling budget. Okay, so it first of all doesn't need. Number two is rolling budget takes more time and cost to install or to operate. Okay, the company has only one part qualified accountant with heavy workload, hence he could not operate rolling budget effectively. Okay, you can put it like that. So if you want, I'll just like so the next one is Designit pays each of its 3 sales managers an annual salary of 1,50,000 plus an individual bonus based on sales targets set at the beginning of the year. There are always 2 levels of bonus that can be earned based on a lower and an upper level of fee income. For the year ended November 2012, for example, each of the sales manager was given a lower target of securing 1.5 million of fee income and to be rewarded by an individual bonus equating 20% of salary. If any of the managers secured a further 1.5 million of fee income, their bonus would increase by 5% to the upper target level of 25%. None of the managers achieved the upper target, but all of them achieved the lower target. Okay, so what are they telling us in terms of the current bonus scheme? What is the problem? The problem is there are 2 targets given. Okay, so 2 targets given for salesmen. Okay, one is for the first target equals to 1.5 million fee income. Okay, so this will lead to, at that time it will lead to bonus would be equal to 20% of salary. Okay, 20% of salary, and there is also a second target. Again, that is also 1.5 of fee income. Once that has been achieved, okay, they will be getting another bonus, but this time the bonus would be 5% of salary. Okay, 5% of salary. So that's what they say. None of them achieved the upper target at all. So why should they achieve it? Okay, why should they achieve this kind of an upper target? See, because the major first, okay, the first bonus, okay, also we'll put that like this. The first target is quite easy to achieve without achieve, and also comes with higher bonus. Hence, salesmen achieve it. Okay, they achieve it. Or we can put we'll cut the word the. So what about the second target? See, second target is quite hard to achieve and also comes with lower bonus. Hence, salesmen do not want to achieve it. Okay, So see, that is the problem here. They don't want to achieve the second objective. So this is the first point. Is the second point. We need one more point. I think third point, I think we'll put it here. So we'll take it as how should the bonus scheme be. Okay, that also we'll check. But before that, we have another paragraph. We'll read this and we'll check. This is the same every year, and Designit finds that often the managers secure work from several major clients early in the year and they reach the 1.5 million target well before the year end. See, that's what we also have found it out. They then make little effort to secure the extra fees income for the company because it's like lower profit, lower bonus level, so they're not achieving it. That it would become impossible to hit the second target. This, together with a few other problems that have arisen, have made the company consider whether its current budgeting process could be improved and whether the bonus scheme could also be changed. See, so what should be the new bonus scheme? That's also was a part of the second question. So third question, more effective bonus scheme that could be implemented. Okay, so what is the suggestion we could give? So number one would be bonus should be based on the fee income and not the salary. Okay, so it should be something like this. Some X percentage of fee income. So what's about the second point? The second point can be the total bonus per salesman is equal to how much? See, totally they are getting, totally they will get a percentage of salary. Okay, a percentage of salary. So how much they could get? Assume that the salary is 100. Okay, so they will get maximum 25% into 100. So their bonus would be like 25. Okay, so what we could do is we can divide this 25 on some other basis. Okay, so the bonus could be given as a commission basis. Okay, so that is, it can be based on percentage of fee income. Okay, so there's no target or anything. The higher they achieve, the higher the fee income procured, higher will be the salary. Okay, sorry, will be the commission. So they can also do this rather than going for a kind of a bonus scheme. Okay, they could go for also a commission scheme. So that also might work well for them. And I think that's what we could tell. Okay, so we got 3 points here. Here only we couldn't get the 2 points. So let's see, there's some more points here. Designit is now considering replacing the fixed budget with a monthly rolling budget, which Designit believes will make the budgeting process more relevant and timely and encourage managers to focus on the future rather than the past. Okay, it would also prevent the problem of targets being met too early on in the year by the sales managers because the targets would be for monthly performance rather than annual performance. For example, a manager could be given a target of securing 2 million, okay, sorry, 200,000 fee income in the first month for a reward of 2% of salary. Then, depending on what is happening both within the business and in the economy as a whole, at the end of the month, first month, a different target fee income could be set for the second month. Okay, so what they are telling is the sales target can be kept as changing for every month. They want to keep on changing that sales target every month. Okay, see, this could lead to more anxiety and stress on the part of salesmen. Okay, so this will only lead to more anxiety here, because they don't know what would be the target for the on the as they don't know what will be the sales target for the next month. Okay, so they don't know about that, so that can cause a huge amount of stress. Okay, what could be the sixth point? The sixth point could be salesman will not provide a sales confirmation if he has achieved that month sales target. Okay, salesmen will not provide a new sales deal. Okay, once he has achieved that month's sales target. So once you have achieved a sales target, he will not tell anything more than that. Okay, so hopefully I think we got a few points here. So the points are, we have to get 6 points here. Okay, we have got 5, and for this one we got 2 only, and for the last one I think we got around 3. Okay, so this can be the answer. So when you write an examination answer, you have to elaborate this points and work it out. Okay, so you can't write it as a sentences like this. You have to write it as a one more additional point or something, additional sentence or something you have to write. So each point should be at least 2 to 3 sentences you have to write. So that's about the concept here. So we have covered. So the first part of the answer, this one and the last one, are usually general answers. These are the like very general answers. So this one you can see from the theory that we discussed about rolling budget, and the last one is just what would be the problem of using spreadsheets for this company. Okay, so that you can write it on your own. So that's about the case here. We'll move on to the next one. So we'll start from this case study. So this case study is about incremental budgeting and rolling budgeting. So we'll first read the required. So this is the required. Evaluate whether a move from traditional incremental budgeting to a system of rolling budgets would be appropriate for a dairy and luxury divisions. Okay, so there is a company and they have two divisions which is called dairy and luxury. So for these two divisions, dairy division and luxury, okay, luxury division. For these two divisions, okay, the most appropriate budget. Okay, we have to tell which one budget. So we'll start it from here. So Framiltone is a food manufacturer based in Sealand whose objective is to maximize shareholder wealth. Framiltone has two divisions, dairy and luxury. Framiltone began manufacturing dairy foods 20 years ago, and dairy division represents 60% of the total revenue, is still the larger of the two divisions. So the dairy is the bigger division, as well as it has been started 20 years ago. So we'll take it like this. So it is started 20 years ago. Okay, next one is he tells first about the dairy division. So he tells this division manufactures cheese and milk based desserts. The market in Sealand for these products is saturated. Okay, so the maximum level has been reached. So the company, I think it is in a mature business. Okay, so we can say the dairy products has reached the maturity stage. That means it is fairly stable. Fairly stable. So the second point is, so the next points are, the dairy division has, however, agreed profitable fixed price agreements to supply all the major supply chains in Sealand for the next 3 years. So the price and profitability are fixed. So that's what he says. Agreed profitable fixed price agreements to supply all the major supply chain markets. Okay, supply supermarket chains in the Sealand for the next 3 years. Okay, for 3 years. Okay, the division has also agreed long-term fixed volume and price contracts with suppliers of milk. So they also have are fixed for customers. Okay, the next point would be are fixed for the suppliers also, but not for how many years we don't know, but it is fixed, which is by far the most significant raw material used by the division. Okay, so fixed for major raw material. Okay, so mostly, so their income is fixed and their costs are also relatively fixed. So the next one is, in contrast to luxury division, dairy division does not operate its own fleet of delivery vehicles, but instead subcontracts this to a third party distribution. So they don't have their own transportation vehicles. The terms of the contract provide that the distribution company can pass on some increases in fuel cost to Framiltone. These increases are capped at 0.5 annually and are agreed prior to the finalization of each year's budget. So if you see, the distribution costs are relatively fixed with a maximum of 3% increase. Okay, 3% increase. So that is also like this cost also is relatively fixed. Okay, so what else is there? The production volumes have shown less than 0.5 growth over the last 5 years. So production volumes have are also stable with, see, 0.5 is a very normal growth. Dairy division managers have invested in modern production plant, and its production is known to be the most efficient and consistent in the industry. So they are also uh, very cost effective. That means already costs have been reduced to the maximum extent. Okay, here on cost reduction will be having lower impact. Okay, so that's about the points here. So the question had a marks of 13 marks, so we had to create at least 7 points. Okay, 7 marks for this and 7 marks for this. I think that would be the normal way to score here. And we have got for dairy division. Okay, so what is our suggestion here? So our suggestion is like the key part. See, as all things are relatively stable, as all variables are relatively stable, it is better to use incremental budgeting. See, as the environment and all variables such as price, cost, volume, okay, are relatively stable, it is better to go for it is better to use incremental budgeting. Okay, so we have got our major point here, so that is our suggestion. So from here on we'll go to the next division, which is called as a luxury. So let's start from there. This division was set up 2 years ago to provide an opportunity for growth which is absent from the dairy food sector. Luxury division produces high quality foods using unusual, rare, and expensive ingredients, and many of which are imported from neighboring Wieland. The product ranges. Okay, so I think first we'll start from here. So this division, okay, has more growth opportunities. Okay, it has more growth opportunities. Number 2, okay, it uses raw materials which are rare and expensive. Okay, they are expensive and imported. Okay, so it is and imported. So we don't need to worry about the expensiveness. Okay, what we are actually bothered about is only two things. One, it is rare, so the price can go up and down. It's also imported, so there will be currency fluctuations. Okay, so if you want, we'll mark it like that. Rare equals to price can reach a high premium and can be volatile. Okay, and can be volatile. It's also imported, which means there is currency fluctuation risk. Okay, so there are risks like this, so we can take this as a additional points. Okay, we can take it as A and B, to A to B. So we go to the third one. The third one, they say that the product range changes frequently according to customer tastes and the availability and the price of ingredients. So again, there's a problem. Okay, product range keeps changing. Okay, and also I think the price also changes. Price also keeps changing, so that also he has mentioned. All luxury divisions products are distributed using its own fleet of delivery vehicles. Okay, so that is like one good thing. The distribution cost is stable. Okay, distribution cost is stable. So thereafter, if you see, we'll go to the next one. The next one is, since the company began, Framiltone has used a traditional incremental budgeting process. Annual budgets for each division are set by the company's head office after some consultation with the divisional managers. So it seems to be like partly a participative and a partly top-down approach, but still what they are using is incremental. Performance of each division and the divisional managers is appraised against these budgets. So against the stable budget, okay, incremental budget. For many years, Framilton managed to achieve the budgets set, but last year, managers at the luxury division complained that they were unable to achieve their budget due to factors beyond their control. A wet growing season in Wieland has reduced the harvest of key ingredients in luxurious product, significantly increasing cost. So that is the problem with the rare material. Okay, I think we have read it somewhere. The company uses a rare raw material. Okay, so this rare raw material price has gone up significantly. As a result, revenue and gross margin fell sharply, and the division failed to achieve its operating profit for the year. Okay, so I think we can conclude the points here. What would be our suggestion here? See, our suggestion is, as the environment and all variables such as the price is changing, the cost is also like quite changing, the volumes is also quite changing. Okay, we can also put comma product range are dynamic it is better to use a rolling budget. Okay, it's better to improve. It is better to install rolling budget. Okay, you can also add a sixth point. The managers cannot operate within within a within a incremental budget and has to over choose over rolling budget. Okay, so that's about the concept here. We have to choose rolling budget. So we have got around 6, and AB, if you add that, we got around 7 points. We also gave 2 suggestions here. So totally, if you see, we have got 7 points here as well as 7 points here also. Okay, so put together we'll get the 14 marks, which is like actually required. So hope you got a good understanding about this question. This is about incremental and rolling budget. Okay,